Welcome to the presentation of the SupSys project, Supportive System for Continuous and Online Professional Development. I am Ove Jobring, researcher and lecturer at the University of Gothenburg, and I am the coordinator and manager of the project. I will give some short brief headlines for the project, and forthcoming presentations will give more details and more specifications of how the project is planned to be fulfilled. The SupSys project, the idea of creating supportive system for continuous learning, is grounded on comprehensive research on communities of practice. For several years, we've been running projects in Sweden about communities of practice, empirical studies, more or less trying to explain what it is, what it means, how it grows, and how it could be managed. And what we have found so far is that for many individuals, participating in online environments has an actual and proven significance for the participants' professional and competence development. An investigation shows examples of innovative aspects of the online environment with the potential to strengthen endeavors for lifelong learning via a range of different types of activities, such as stories and self-reflection, through various forms of mutual exchange between participants. So for the last 10 years, researchers and developers have been involved in the development and implementation of numerous communities of practice for professionals. Regardless of whether it's a wiki or a platform, the COP and community concept has, however, its limits, and the research mainly deals with community management approaches. One disadvantage is the tendency that the COP tends to look up members with their specific community, within their specific community. It is a development that runs counter to the other online development in social media. So it is, more or less, time to develop a new generation of systems. It's time to go beyond communities of practice. The challenge for the COP, communities of practice concept, is the increased use of social media and online environments such as blogs, photo film sites, social media like Twitter, Facebook, and personal learning networks. In parallel with the emergence of online environments, there is an active development in fields such as open educational resources and open courseware. The combined development of online and open environments provides people with the support to control on their own their competence development, using the resources and communication opportunities which they encounter on the internet, not least by means of creating and maintaining personal learning environments. This tendency is underlined, as shown in the picture, by Lee van der Brende in the European Commission. As you can see from the picture, she stresses the importance of informal learning as one way of learning for professional groups. And it is of importance, of course, when the Lifelong Learning Programme and other agencies within the European Commission takes notice of the learning that obviously occurs in online learning communities. In practice, the evolution of modern media partly constitutes a supportive system. So what we already see is the creation of supportive system for professionals learning, which continuously supports the individual participants' improvement. And we believe that new educational systems have to be based on this trend of developing systems whereby individuals qualifications can be developed qualitatively, thus making it easier for people who are consciously aspiring to enhance their competence and skills by means of informal ways of working in online environments. So the issue is how the force apparently generated in a variety of ways in online environments may be transferred, integrated into a long-term and goal-oriented system. So what we do in the SupSys project, Supportive System project, is try to develop an alternative to established education and forms of training in the shape of a supportive system that contribute towards solving companies' and organizations' need for flexible supply of competence. The challenge is how to develop this support system based on contemporary media that continuously already strengthens the individual's qualifications. So, what's then so remarkable with a support system? The interwoven individual development processes that take place in the online environment have a special characteristic, which constitutes an essential pre-requirement in the development of a support system. Four differences between formal education system and supportive system which must be taken into account when designing a system can be distinguished. From a traditional educational situation to a supportive system, these four are, and they are shown in the picture as you can see as well. We are moving from pre-produced materials to user-generated materials. Normally we speak about content providers. It's a traditional e-learning concept when someone gives you the content that you should work with or that you should manage in some way or another. On the other hand, in the supportive system we speak about context environments. We provide the user with a context which will be filled by inputs made by the participants. Facebook, for example, is a context where the user are generating the content. We talk about, in the traditional educational situation, about the subject motive. Also, a traditional educational situation is based on a subject. I learn English, I learn business administration, or whatever. It's a subject that is of importance. If you look at the supportive system or community like LinkedIn, for example, then there is a shared qualification interest, which is basis for the participants. I will come back to that later on. Also, there is a difference between the duration. There is a limited duration in an educational setting, and it goes on continuously in a community or in a discussion group or something like that on the internet. The participant's expectation is that it is a process continuing with time. In formal education, the participants expect their participation to be of limited duration, of course. However, no one takes part in an online environment with the notion that an activity will cease at a given point of time. If anything, the reverse is true. And these four differences mean that the content, subject, or a specific educational topic cannot be taken as a departure point. A supportive system is neither a course nor an education. It requires a broader perspective based on their participants' shared interest, instead of a specific subject or topic. Shared interest and personal involvement then stresses the importance of combining individual and collaborative working methods. We believe that based on these prerequisites, the project should work on emphasizing the participants' shared interests. It's of very great importance that we emphasize the participants' shared interests. And we believe that when individuals have the same motives for action, this will also constitute the purpose of the network and the online environment. A similar rationality of action as a consequence of similar situational experience constitutes the basis for individual participation in an online environment. So in order of supporting a continuous and enduring activity, a methodology is required, as well as planning, structure and management. And the method is named in accordance with a circular course as a circular method, CM. And you can see it in the picture that we show that normally when we work on the internet we are doing different kind of events, different kind of activities. We do analyze and we do evaluate what we see. We make comments, we create new input, and we summarize this, and we published again our summarizing of different kind of information. So it's a circular way of working. And we think that this circular way, this circular process could be emphasized, and it could be more clearly constructed, and it could be used to learn how to more consciously work with the internet as a learning process. So the process of circular methodology method generally consists of a continuous interplay between the participants' user-generated input and episode or sequences of informal learning and formal qualification development. Through his or her work, through monitoring the wider world and contexts, the individual generates the input for the system. This input is passed on to a shared platform where it creates sequences and a process in the form of discussion or streams of messages and events, which are processed in a shared network. Input becomes the object of the processing and provides feedback to the individual participant. It is a circular course going on. And a sequence may be a discussion in a forum, it might be a video meeting, and it might be the completion of a task. Inputs or sequences need not follow the order described in the figure. As you can see, the essential thing is how different inputs and sequences contribute towards generating processes in the group that drives the circle around. So the internet has been described as generative in the sense that it paves the way for innovation and creativity. In this sense, a supportive system must also operate by generating ongoing processes in the target group. Methods that advance the participants' involvement in the form of problem, ownership and circular methods of working are, as should be evident, entirely central to advancing and supporting progressive development, and to be effective method by ensuring that informal learning obtains a greater formal content for those participating. So what we are trying to do is actually emphasizing and to develop this method of circular mood, and if that could be done, we believe that we also will create a supportive system that continuously will support different kind of qualification and groups of workers or professionals. Thank you very much for listening.